Greetings from Yerevan, Armenia. I have another miraculous story from the front line of how Jesus is showing up and he's saving the Armenian soldiers. So I'm connected with many pastors and churches here because I'm a minister in this country. I've been a missionary. I was a missionary in Turkey 15 years, and now I've been in this country for over 3 years. And this story is another way that God is, literally Jesus is saving soldiers. So there was a man that was in a tank. I'm right here next to a tank here at the mother of Armenia, Maria Cozette. And what was interesting is that the tank was attacked, was struck, and somehow miraculously there was one of the men that were in the tank. He must have been on the top or near it, but he was blown away and out of the tank, or from off of the tank, and he was landed on a bush, a soft bush, and he was passed out. And he said, when he woke up, he said, I felt this hand stroking my forehead, and I was laying on this bush, and I looked up and I saw it was Jesus. Jesus was right in front of me. And Jesus said to me, I love you, I protect you, I protected you, and leave from this place and go here, and you're going to be saved. And he was protected, he left, and he was saved. And I'm hearing story after story like this from the front line, and how Jesus is showing up and saving people. And I have one sad story, but I do want to say this, is that God is sovereign even over our death. So even if somebody does die, it says in the book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 27, that it's appointed for man to die once, and after that the judgment. So even our time of death is designed by God, and we're never to fear death. We're only supposed to fear God. And in fact, Jesus says that one of the reasons he came here is he defeated death. And he actually came to take away the fear of death from us, that many people are in the grip of. It says that in the book of Hebrews in chapter 2. And so we know when we die as Christians that we go right to heaven and we get new bodies. Well, so there was a young man at another church that I'm connected with, and many of you know that I'm a dean of a mission school. I'm an instructor. I teach on culture, Islam, and many other subjects. And we were going to have this young man, he was going to join our mission school because he felt God led him to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with Turkish people. Can you believe that? An Armenian feeling that he needs to go tell the truth of who Jesus is, to share the Bible, to share his life, to love Turkish people. Only God could do something like that would change somebody's heart to do that. So he was going to join our mission school to understand how to do this better. And because the Azeris and the Turkish forces invaded and attacked this country in an unjust way, he had to go and defend his family. He had to go defend his lands from these people. And that's a just thing to do, is to defend your lands when they're being attacked, and defend your homes and defend the innocent. And when he was on the field, now this man is a passionate evangelist, loves Jesus. He loved his unit. So this man went out, and many of his men were wounded. So he would go get where they were wounded, drag them back to safety, and he saved 5, 6, 7 men from their deaths. They were wounded in the battlefield, and he saved them. And in the midst of doing those things and saving all these men, he lost his life. He gave his life for others. He was a model of what Jesus did for us. Jesus died on the cross for our sins that we might be saved. And now this young man that was going to be part of our mission school the next semester, he's now with Jesus. And it's sad what happened. But I'm going to draw another contrast. When the Azeri soldiers are wounded on the battlefield, and when the Islamic militants that were hired by Turkey to fight, when they're wounded on the battlefield, they are left there. They leave their wounded because they don't care. It's completely the opposite of how things are happening here. Here we have the men sacrificing themselves to save their fellow soldiers and their fellow countrymen, when on the other side they just leave them wounded. And in fact, there's so many times here that they have captured Azeri soldiers that have been wounded in hiding for 2-3 days because nobody came back to get them. And the Armenians find them, they take care of them, they bandage up their wounds, they feed them, house them, treat them humanely like you should as a prisoner of war. But anyway, those are just a few stories I wanted to share with you all. God bless you on this October 29th.